Previously on INFRA, Mark found himself trapped in what was essentially a dumping ground for the homeless. Not the most comfortable way of getting across, but I take it. Oh yeah. Well, make a note of that. We'll get to that once we found everything else. And yes, I know, gambling is for fools. Well, thankfully, you'll have an advantage. Quite a few, and you could probably climb up there onto the pipe and into that office. I mean, if there's nothing in this office, yeah. Why would such extremes be taken?
Can't carry any more of these.
Right.
Interesting.
So this is a dumping ground for not just the homeless, but those with mental health issues and a tendency towards violent behavior. And those last two are thrown in here even if they aren't homeless. And yeah. Where it's easy to come into Turnip Hill. The problem is being able to get out. A prison in all but name. And some people wonder why Stahlberg is, well...
I still have 9 packs of batteries left.
You've seen for yourself how it's collapsing. In fact, the reason why you're in Turnip Hill in the first place is you're looking for a way of getting to the nuclear power station. Oh yes, and as for camping, don't worry about that. I'll help you out. Hope you pick the right place. Well, when you're in the mood for it, anyway. You did remember the pipe that you can climb on? Yeah, you didn't go into that office. Yeah, I don't think you can go in there. I mean, they even send children here? Yeah. Companies and governments have one thing in common. They're not moral entities. I find that concept laughable. Either of them as moral entities. A lot of them, those are part of them, don't even know the meaning of the word moral. And the reason why I laughed was because the joke was terrible. It's laughable, but not in a good way. It seems that when the going gets tough, the tough downplay the problem as something not as bad as it is. Either that or they pretend that the problem doesn't exist. Either way would come back to bite them in the rear. A lesson of history that many seem to overlook or outright ignore, simply because it's easier to do so, or not do so, depending on what you're thinking of. Oh yeah, you might want to go back into that office when you feel like it, because there's a document there that you might want to look into. The thoughts of the one in charge of administration around here. Let's see what's in this part of Turnip Hill. Well, Silent Hill is taken. Yeah, how appropriate. Well, it's not a complete inconsistency as, well, that document did say that there were some with mental illnesses around here. Well, I think a brick was found somewhere in the first courtyard. So if you feel like filling that hole in the wall, you know where to go and where to go back to. Oh, yes, this one. It all wraps around, doesn't it? Okay. You might want to look around for that tool that Robin wanted. Yeah, I think it was that one that he wanted. No, not that one. Yeah, that one. So you just need to deliver that to him. Yeah, I suspect that the funeral home is where you need to go in order to leave. Although there's still one or two things that you need to do in order to, well... show everyone how bad things really are around here. Let's see. With my help, you'll have enough open sewer coins for, well, as much as you need. Oh yes, and you need to deal with this.
I think this is the right one.
Well, thank you, Mark. I'm going to send you that gift when I can. I'm sure you're going to like it.
Oh, okay. Thanks. I need to get going.
Later, Mark.
This was the single most useful thing I've done today.
No, the most useful thing you've done is sort out the water treatment problem. Oh yes, and there is something useful that's come out of taking out all that cash. Remember that note regarding someone who could get passports? I think there was someone with the name with passport in it, or something similar, on the other side of, well, ignorance. As once you're done with that document that you missed in that lock's office, we've got some gambling to do. Unless you want to do that first. I'll leave that decision up to you. Well, we'll need some open sewer coins to learn a little more about the history of Turnip Hill. It was clearly one of the Jeff Walter's building projects. Well then, gambling it is. Don't worry, Mark. You don't have manure. You're not even close to being as unpleasant a human as the template of that fictional character. Yeah. Renovation. Yeah, he decided things are going to hell. I'm out of here. Mr. Rosenthal. The informant.
Interesting.
The one that Mr. Hartman had killed for his disloyalty. Although turned out that it might not have been entirely his fault, as there was a corrupt government involved as well. A corrupt government that decided to get rid of Jeff Walter themselves. Yeah, that's the thing about psychopaths. They don't play nice with others. Well, You've got enough open sewer coins for your needs. What you need right now is... a way out of here. Oh yes, and that's another place where you could have gotten a brick. Oh yes, and the security. They don't live here. They just work here. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't do all they could to be rude and unpleasant. Because if for some reason they did something that required them to have their employment terminated, and then they get sent here to be forgotten, I'd imagine that things would get even more unpleasant for them as the consequences of their actions bit them in the rear. Yeah. Exploiting a writer. Right. Yeah, definitely one of his, which was never completed. And was used to transport nuclear material. And I use that term broadly. Yeah, I'm sure if there was anyone around here, they'd stop you from taking a picture of this, but they're not here, are they?
Fascinating.
Password.
Passed.
Good. You want to buy a passport?
Yeah, sure.
It costs 1,000. Not open sewer money. Real money.
That's expensive, but I have money.
First, give me the money, and then I give you the passport. Here, your passport. Now, fuck off.
Yeah, I know this is a prison in all but name, but honestly, there's some Russians that have better social skills than the people around here. Let's see. Ah, good, it works. Thankfully, there's no matching your face to the passport, because if that was possible, well, the outcome would have been rather different.
This is going the wrong way. I can't get to the power plant from here.
Yeah, but I think it was worth getting here for the investigation of the closed off tunnel. Well, thankfully you can get out of here.
I'm sorry, but we're closed. Come back tomorrow.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask how to get out of here.
Oh, you can go through here, but
But what?
you have to help me first. You need to move some bio-waste into a dedicated bin near Rabali's grill.
Oh, great.
There is one bag inside that barrel on the right. Take it and do what I said.
That's just great.
Well, unless you know of any other way out of here, I'd do as she says.